Good day everyone, this is CEsolves and ang topic natin ngayon is Introduction sa Bernoulli's Equation, and this is from the book Elementary Differential Equations, 7th edition, Rainville and Bedient, page 74. So, ito yung mga nakasulat sa libro pero wala siyang step-by-step process kung paano ba siya nakuha. So, yun yung i-discuss ko sa inyo ngayon. So, ito yung mga white dyan, yan yung parang solution. So, let's start. Una natin dito is ito yung Bernoulli's equation natin, and dapat n is not equal to 1. Otherwise, sabi sa libro is that can be considered as a separable equation kung ano siya, kung equals to 1 yung y natin. So, yan. Start tayo. Sa y prime, alam natin na dy over dx siya. So, pinalitan natin dy over dx plus p of xy, tapos copy lang natin to. Tapos, sunod natin ginawa dyan is minultiply natin sa y raised to negative n. So, y raised to negative n. So, magiging siyang y raised to negative n dy over dx, tapos y raised to negative n times y. So, parang y raised to negative n times y, magiging siyang y1 minus n. So, therefore, kaya siya naging y1 minus n, p of x. Kinapi lang tong p of x dito. Tapos, next naman is q of x, y raised to negative n, times y raised to negative n. So, alam natin na y raised to negative n times y raised to n, i-add lang natin to. So, negative n plus n, that will just be 0. So, y raised to 0, so 1 na siya. So, q of x na lang yung natira dito. So, next natin is, aayusin natin to, magiging na siyang y raised to negative n dy. So, magiging ng, multiply natin both sides by dx para makancel to yung dx dito. So, magiging y raised to negative n dy plus p y raised to negative n plus 1. So, negative n plus 1, same lang yan sa 1 minus n. Dx is equal to q dx. So, qx times dx is q dx. Tapos, ilalat natin yung z natin sa negative y, ay sa y raised to negative n plus 1, which is this one. Ito na yung z natin. So, yan yung z natin. Tapos, hanapin natin yung derivative ng z natin. That will just be, copy natin tong negative n plus 1, y, times y raised to negative n plus 1 minus 1. So, that's just the power rule. So, y raised to negative n plus 1 minus 1, that is negative 1, ay negative n. Kasi 1 minus 1 is 0. So, negative n na lang yung tira sa power. So, magiging na siyang 1 minus n y raised to negative n dy. Then, ang gagawin na natin is substitute na natin yung yung values na ito. So, itong dalawa, substitute natin dito sa equation na to. So, mapapansin natin, meron dyang y raised to negative n dy, and dito merong y raised to negative n dy. So, natin tong equation na to in terms of y raised to negative n dy. So, that will just be y raised to negative n dy is equal to, ito magiging, na siya, nasa ilalim ng dz. So, y raised to negative n dy is equal to dz divided by negative n plus 1. So, therefore, itong y raised to negative n dy, mapalitan natin ng dz over negative n plus 1. Then, copy lang natin yung p. So, yan yung p natin. Then, alam natin na y raised to negative n plus 1 is z na. Kasi tiglat na natin siya as z. So, z, copy natin dx, dx, then q dx. So, yan na yan. Next is gawin naman natin, multiply naman natin both sides by negative n plus 1 para mawala yung denominator dito. So, makakancel siya here. Then, magiging na siyang dz. Tapos, 1 minus n pz dx kasi multiply to dito. Then, 1 minus n q dx. So, yan yung na-solve natin na standard linear equation in standard form. So, this underlined is the linear equation in standard form. So, at this point, pwede na natin siyang ma-solve ng mas madali. So, try natin sa example and following this process. So, let's start with our example number 1. So, this is our example A. So, una natin gawin dito is i-turn natin yung yung given problem into the Bernoulli's equation. So, divide natin both sides by dx. So, makaka-cancel siya dito. Then, magiging na siyang 2x dy over dx. Tapos, para ma-isolate natin yung 2x, divide ulit natin both sides by by 2x. So, makakancel siya dito. Then, over 2x na to. So, distribute natin yung y dito sa tatlo. So, may siyang 6y cubed minus xy minus y. Tapos, yung 2x, isa-isay natin. All over 2x, all over 2x, then all over 2x, plus dy over dx is equal to 0. So, ang gawin natin is, malapit na natin makuha yung Bernoulli's equation dito. So, meron tayong dy over dx, copy natin, dy over dx. Tapos, yung p of x natin, tapos may katabi dapat siyang y. So, cancel muna natin pala to. So, cancel to. So, magiging na lang erased. So, 1 na yung siya. So, y over 2 na lang tira. Then, 6 over 2 is 3. So, tingnan natin kung alin dito yung may common na y para makuha natin yung p of x natin. So, itong dalawa yung may common na y. So, gawin natin plus negative 1 over 2 minus 1 over 2x times y plus 3y cube over x is equal to 0. So, papansin natin, yung 3y cube over x is same siya dito. So, ilipat natin siya sa right side. So, may siyang is equal to negative 3y cube over x. Tapos, makikita natin na yung y raised to n is yung y raised to 3 natin. So, ang next step natin is i-multiply natin both sides by y raised to negative n. So, ina-negative lang natin tong cube dito. So, multiply natin both sides by y raised to negative 3. Then, magiging siyang y raised to negative 3 dy. And multiply na rin both sides by dx. So, y raised to negative 3 dy plus negative 1 half minus 1 over 2x. Then, alam natin na y times y raised to negative 3 is y raised to 1 minus 3. So, that will be y raised to negative 2 is equal to, makakancel na siya dito kasi 3 minus 3 is 0. So, negative 3x na lang siya. dx. Tapos, dx. Tapos, nakuha na natin tong format na to. So, next natin gawin is ilet natin z is equal to y raised to negative n plus 1. So, y raised to negative n plus 1 natin is here. So, therefore, is here. So, therefore, ito yung y raised to negative n plus 1 natin. So, z would be y raised to negative 2. Then, hanapin natin yung natin, dz. So, hanapin yung derivative niyan. That will be negative 2 y raised to negative 3. So, gawin natin, next is substitute natin tong dalawang to sa, natin, sa equation. So, y raised to negative 3 dy is meron tayong y raised to negative 3 dy. That will be, solve natin, y raised to negative 3 dy is equal to dz over negative 2. So, substitute natin siya dito. May gain na tong dz over negative 2 plus negative 1 half minus 1 over 2x. Y raised to negative 2 is equal to z. So, z dx is equal to negative 3 over x dx. So, multiply naman natin both sides by the negative 2. So, may siyang dz is equal to, dz plus, distribute natin negative 2 times negative 1 half, that is positive 1. Tapos, negative 2 times negative 1 over 2x, that will be positive 1 over x plus 1 over x times z dx is equal to negative 2 times negative 3, that is positive 6 over x dx. So, nakuha na natin tong format na to. So, next natin gawin is, since nasa na siya, standard form, linear equation in standard form, is pwede nating magamit tong, sa linear equation of order 1 na formula. So, dapat i-turn natin to into this form. So, we're using the z and x formula, z and x variable. So, pwede nating masabi itong equation na to as z prime plus p of x, z, is equal to q of x. So, follow natin siya. dz, divide natin both sides by dx para makuha natin yung z prime. So, dz over dx plus, distribute natin, wag na natin distribute. So, 1 plus 1 over x. Makakancel siya dito kasi divide natin both sides by dx is equal to 6 over x. Tapos, yan, nakuha na natin yung z prime, p of x, z. So, may z dito. Tapos, yung q of x natin. Yan. Natin siya in the standard form for linear equations of order 1. So, we can solve this in ways na nasosolve natin yung linear equations of order 1. So, next natin gawin is hanapin natin yung integrating factor. So, kung matatandaan natin, ang formula ng integrating factor natin is e raised to integral of p of x dx. So, e raised to, ito yung p of x natin, e raised to integral of 1 plus 1 over x dx. So, may gana siyang e raised to x plus ln x. So, this can be e raised to x times e raised to ln x. So, this is x kasi yung formulas ng logarithm. So, x e raised to x. So, yan yung integrating factor natin. So, multiply natin siya dito sa equation natin. So, copy natin to. Sorry. So, nakopy natin yan. Tapos, i-multiply natin tong integrating factor natin na x e raised to x. So, multiplying both sides by x e raised to x will give us x e raised to x dz over dx plus zx e raised to x times 1 plus 1 over x is equal to 6x e raised to x all over x. So, cancel na dito yung x over x kasi magiging 1 na siya. So, erase na lang natin siya. So, therefore, ang matitira sa right side is 6 e raised to x. Tapos, multiply natin both sides by dx para makancel siya dito. Then, ma-distribute natin. Then, next natin gawin is i-turn natin siya sa formula na m dx plus n dy is equal to 0. Pero since in terms of x and z variables tayo, yung y natin here would be in terms of z. So m dx natin, so compile natin to, combine, sorry. So yan, combine natin siya kasi para siyang dx. So magiging siyang, distribute na muna natin to, tuloy. So magiging siyang z x e raised to x plus zx e raised to x over x. So makakancel yung x dito. So z e raised to x. Z e raised to x minus 6e raised to x dx plus, copy na lang natin tong ano na to, x e raised to x dz is equal to 0. So na-follow na natin tong formula. Next natin gawin is i-prove natin for exactness para lang ma-check natin kung tama ba yung ginagawa natin so far. So dm natin over dz, ito yung m natin at ito yung n natin. So dm over dz would be m natin. So in terms of z, copy lang natin yung x e raised to x kasi constant siya. So x e raised to x times differentiation of z, that would be 1. So times 1 plus constant e raised to x times 1. So yan yung dm over dz natin. So dn over dy naman, ay dn over dx, that would be, gagamitin natin dito yung product rule. So u is equal to x, v is equal to e raised to x. So du is equal to 1, dv is equal to e raised to x. So u dv, x e raised to x plus v du. So plus e raised to x. So equals lang dalawa. So therefore, exact equations na sila and tama yung sagot natin so far. So next natin gagawin dito is yung isa-solve na natin sila. So piliin na lang natin tong mas maikli. So df is equal to x e raised to x dz. Kasi dz siya. So integrate natin both sides. That will be f is equal to x e raised to x z plus q of x. So differentiate na natin tong f in terms of x. So df over dx is equal to, copy natin yung constant z, then product rule ulit. So u is equal to x, v is equal to e raised to x, du is equal to 1, dv is equal to e raised to x. So z times x e raised to x u dv plus v du e raised to x plus q prime of x. So distribute na natin yung z natin dito. That would be z x e raised to x plus z e raised to x plus q prime of x. So nahanap na natin yung df over dx. So alam natin na this is equal to df over dx by the formula. So copy natin, equate natin siya dito sa na-solve nating df over dx. So that would be zx e raised to x plus z e raised to x minus 6 e raised to x is equal to z x e raised to x plus z e raised to x plus q prime of x. So cancel na to. Then ito rin. So q prime of x natin is negative 6 e raised to x. Integrate natin both sides. Q of x is negative 6 e raised to x. So substitute natin siya sa f natin. Ito yung f natin. So zx e raised to x, copy natin. Plus q of x natin is minus 6 e raised to x. Then yung f is equal to c, so equal to c. Then gawin natin, balik na natin yung value ng z natin. So from here, ang value ng z natin is y raised to negative 2. So balik na natin siya. Y raised to negative 2, x e raised to x minus 6 e raised to x is equal to c. Baba natin siya sa denominator, or gawin na natin, multiply na natin both sides by y squared. So makakancel siya 0. Makakancel siya dito kasi negative 2 plus 2 is 0. So y raised to 0 is 1. So x e raised to x minus 6y squared e raised to x is equal to cy squared. So lipat natin ito sa right side. So that will be x e raised to x is equal to cy squared plus 6y squared e raised to x. Then, common sa kanila yung y squared, ilabas natin. Y squared times c plus 6 e raised to x. So, yan. Nahanap na natin yung final answer natin. So, ang pwede pa natin gawin dito para mahanap natin yung final answer, according to the book is para loyal tayo sa answer ng libro. So, ang ginawa dito is minultiply natin ulit by e raised to negative x. So, makakancel siya dito. So, magiging siyang x is equal to cy squared e raised to negative x. Then, plus 6y squared, makakancel ulit siya dito. So, combine na natin. X is equal to y squared, common sa kanila, times ce raised to negative x plus 6. So, yan na yung final answer natin for this example. So, yan lang, guys, yung So yan lang yung example natin for the introductions about the Bernoulli's equation. And I will be posting more videos about it soon. And you can check the playlist of it. Bye guys. Thank you.